Hi, everybody. It's Professor Goldstein. How is everybody? Hope you're all working hard on your paper that is due the day after Memorial Day, and you're going to send it to me via email to Michael, Michael dot Goldstein, Goldstein, at kbcc dot cuny dot edu. That's Michael.Goldstein at kbcc.cuny.edu. And then you're going to put it in as a Word attachment, and it's 5 pages long. Put your name on it. Make sure your name and the name of your company, the name that you name your company. It's very important that you come up with a creative name for your business, whatever your business is, that it has some sort of name that reflects, or it doesn't even have to reflect, like does Google really reflect a search engine, or does Meta, or does Amazon, which is a big river, really reflect a company that sells products online. But some sort of creative name and your name as it's listed, so that I could give you a tremendous grade, because I know you're going to do amazing on this paper, and it's going to be a whole it's really going to show who you are and what type of business you're going to develop while you're in college. Now, the business only has to be a short-term business. It only has to really exist while you're in college. It doesn't have to be something that goes on for the rest of your life or anything. It could just be something that's there that makes you a little bit of money, 20 hours a week while you're in college. It doesn't have to be a complicated business. It could be very simple. It could be as simple as mowing people's lawns. I mean, that's really as simple as it gets. Or opening up a lemonade stand. Or doing something that is, I'm getting paid to start a business doing, making flowers in my garden and selling them to people. That's really the business I'm looking for. I'm looking for simplicity. I'm looking for elegance. I'm looking for creativity. And again, there's a number of parts to your business. Really, the aha part is so important. How you came up with the idea, then a brief description of your business. Then we're going to go into, then you need to do your marketing for your business, and then we're going to do advertising. So advertising. Listen, I'm looking for real advertising, not fake advertising. Something that you will really get the number of people you need to succeed in your business into your business. When I say advertising, I mean mostly online, because it's free. Using social media, using whatever platforms you're good at, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I'm trying to think of all these. What other platforms? Whatever other social media platforms you are on or can think of. Getting your message out there about your business to your friends, to your family, and asking them to repost to get more viewership, to try to get more people out there, or getting other people to post your videos, getting people or even better, to get an influencer to post your videos. But you want to get your message out there about your business. You want it to go as viral as it possibly can. You want people to know about your business. Then there's also the bricks and mortars advertising. Even though this is not a brick and mortar business, there's flyers, there's newspaper ads, but you're really not going to spend too much money on newspaper advertising unless you can get a story in a newspaper, like some sort of press release, and get a story about your business. And it's free advertising. I'm looking for free advertising. I'm looking for word of mouth. I'm looking, if you're doing a business at the college, putting up flyers around the college, or putting flyers up in businesses, getting people to talk about your business. If any other way you can market or advertise your business. Marketing is a different thing, but really they kind of come hand in hand. But if any other way you can get your business name out there, the idea of your business, if you're doing a tutoring business, obviously you'd want to go to the offices at the college and let them know that you're doing this business and you're offering tutoring, and ask them if you could put up a flyer in their office. Let people know in your classes that you're offering tutoring, letting professors know that you're offering tutoring services. All sorts of methods of getting out the word about you. But A lot of times it's just doing like a video or doing something on Instagram or showing what it is that you're doing, or doing it in a funny way, or doing it with music, or doing it with somebody, somebody in your family, like your parent or your grandparent or your children. Something that makes it interesting to people and makes it people want to watch it beyond the fact that it's a business. So if you're even tutoring, you could make fun, or you could do snippets of your lessons, something that makes people interested in what you're doing. And obviously, you all understand what I'm talking about. You are the generation of social media. Although most of you will say, "Oh, I don't go to social media." I get this in every class. I'll say, "I don't understand. Everybody's on social media of your generation, but you guys in my class, you don't want to admit that you're on social media. You don't want to tell me that you're actually on social media." I get it. I get that you don't want to say it, but I mean, even the old man here, I go on, I go on Facebook like once a month just to look at what friends are doing. I'm always on YouTube. I love YouTube. It's it's like I watch it more than anything else. I watch it more than TV. I find all kinds of great things on YouTube and interesting things, and some things are obviously not pertinent or anything, but I'm always finding great things. A lot of people, obviously, I'm not on TikTok. Unfortunately, I don't believe in TikTok, but I know it exists. My kids were on it. And Instagram, I'm on every once in a while. It's okay. I'm not really into posting pictures of myself or anything like that. So that's what I want for the advertising portion of it. Then there's the financial. The financial is very, very simple. Basically, all I'm looking for is what your costs are, what your costs are going to be for your business, whatever your costs are. Anything. If you're making a pizza, how much does the cheese cost? How much does the tomatoes cost? How much does the flour cost to make the dough? All these things. How are you going to? What are the boxes? Where are you going to do this? In your kitchen. Okay, let's say you're doing it in your kitchen. So that the cost is you're paying for gas, I guess, in your kitchen oven. But how much how much the product costs to make one pizza? How much does it cost to make 10 pizzas? Is it cheaper? How much does it cost to make 100 pizzas? Is that cheaper? And then at the very end, how much you're charging? What are you going to make on each pizza? How many pizzas do you need to sell in a week in order to make the money you want to pay? And you want to pay yourself. And if you hire somebody, you want to pay them too. So you have to make enough profit, not cost, enough profit to actually pay yourself, because you want to pay yourself a salary. Now, you want to pay yourself more than minimum wage because you're working really hard on this. So I suggest that you pay yourself at least $30 an hour. At least $30 an hour. You're putting a lot of work into this business, a lot of hard work into this business. You don't want the business. Now, a lot of people, you say, well, I didn't take any salary for my business for the first year that I had it, or the first 2 years, or I never took a salary, or, that's dumb. That's just dumb. I mean, I understand you're putting all your money back into your business and you're trying to get your business successful, but you should be the first one that gets paid. You should be the one that gets paid. You're putting all your hard work into that business, your heart and your soul into that business. You should be getting paid for that business. So in the financial picture, you should pay yourself at least $30 an hour, at least 20 hours a week. So you should be making $600 a week, right? 30 times 20 is what? 30 times 20 is, 600. $600 a week, cash, in your pocket, every week, for, let's say, in a year. Let's say there's 52 weeks in a year. Let's say for 30 weeks. Okay, 30 weeks in 1 year. I want to see how you're going to make $600 a week. That's $2,400 a month for 10 months. Right, that would be good for 10 months. So $24,000. I want to see that's the ding 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 for me for business. You should be able to make at least between let me be a little easier on you guys, because between $20,000 and $24,000 a year. You should be able to make between $20,000 and $24,000 a year as a part-time job of a business that you create. That's what your goal is. That's what you should be. That should be the goal in terms of the gross of the business. The gross, right? In terms of how much you're making. All right. So let's say your business makes $40,000 a year, $30,000 a year, $50,000 a year. The rest is going towards costs, how much things cost, or if you're paying for another employee. But you yourself should be profiting at least $20,000 to $24,000 a year. And I know I was a little confused there, but let me be straight with you. The idea is that you have enough money that you can go to college, support yourself, live a decent life, and not have a boss. Be your own boss. Make your own money. And I'm telling you, most successful entrepreneurs in the world started businesses while they were in college. They had some sort of business going on. I had a business going on while I was in college. I had side businesses going on while I was in college. Enough to pay for certain things that I was doing. I started a thing where I would sell T-shirts. This is the old days. This is my old form of advertising. I had an ad in the back of... My dog is crying. Okay, want to go up? Come on up. I had an ad in the back of Rolling Stone magazine, which was still around. It's still around as a magazine, but the ads were very cheap. And I gotta lift my dog up because he's crying. Come here, go up. Ooh, yes. Wait, are you running away? No, I'm not going up. This is what happens when you have a little doggy while you're teaching in class instead of teaching in a classroom. So I had this little ad in the back of Rolling Stone magazine, and with the ad, I would get. They would actually, in those days, people would send cash. Some people would send me cash. Most people would send checks in the mail, and I would sell T-shirts that I had a friend design that were rock and roll T-shirts about rock and roll bands. I didn't have the permission of these bands, but I did it anyhow. Did not have the licensing, but would do these very, very creative T-shirts about these bands, and I would sell them via this very small ad in the back of Rolling Stone that I paid for every month, and it was like a $200-something ad that I would pay for every month. And it had my post office box that I had when I was going to college. I took out a post office box, so I had to pay for the post office box also. And I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I didn't have any T-shirts made. In those days, you would make your own T-shirts. You would have the design of the T-shirt. And I had a friend who had a machine at the college who would make the T-shirts for me, and the dog got up on his own. See, eventually they could do it themselves, even though you try to help. And then he goes down again. He goes up and he goes down. So what I would do is I would sell these T-shirts, and the first month, I remember going to the post office box, and there being nothing in the post office box. And I was like... I went to the post office box maybe 3 times in the first month, 4 times. I remember going to the post office. It was winter, and I had taken out this ad, and I had no money. I was not rich by any means, and I had run through all the money that I had saved for college by working when I was in high school. And so I really had no money, and all my friends were, they would go out to bars, and they would go out places and do things. And I had no money, and I always felt guilty, so, oh, don't worry, we'll pay for you. And I'm like, no, I'll pay my own way. I don't want anybody paying for me. And so I didn't go out. I was staying, when people would go out and do things, I would stay back. And I was counting on this business to hopefully give me a little change, a little cash, that I at least could go out, because I spent all my money on my tuition and everything else. So I went away to college. I was away from New York. And what happened was, I would go to the post office box, and there was nothing in the mail. There was nothing in the post office. I would open it, empty, close it, walk away. Then one day I went to the post office box, and there was one little slip of paper in the post office box, and it said, box whatever, you have not picked up your mail. And I went, what? And I thought they put the mail in the box. Turns out that I had so much mail that I had a full post office box. If you know how big that is, a full post office box of. So I thought for weeks that I hadn't got anybody returned. I had an overwhelming amount. I think if I say it, it was something like 600 orders from the first ad that I put up, and 600 T-shirts I had to do. So then the problem was not so much. Now I had all the orders and all the money, and I deposited all the money, and you could pretty much do the math. I was doing in those days like $7, $6 T-shirts, plus postage and handling. So it was like $8 or something like that they would send me, and I had over 600. So it was eight times 600 with my first order. With my first one, it actually grew over time. And I turned over the business to two of my friends when I left the college. But it was a fortune. I was making more money than I ever thought I would make, but I had to fill the orders, and that was the problem because it's one thing to do 4 or 5 T-shirts, and that was really easy. But to do 600 T-shirts, but not only do the T-shirts, make them well, because some of them would mess up, and I would, I was working with another person to do it, but then to package them nicely, and to ship them out, to bring them to the post office, and to do the shipping and handling and all this stuff, and they were going everywhere. They were going to Japan. They were going to. I remember one of my first orders was from Guam. I had to send it to Guam. They were all over the world, and each one had different postage, and you have to deal with the post office, and you have to deal with. In those days, there was no FedEx or UPS. I don't even remember FedEx or UPS in those days. UPS might have been around. FedEx, I don't think, was around. There was no way of shipping things. You had to ship by the post office. You had to mail things, and it came in the mail. So all this stuff I had to ship out by the U.S. Post Office in Vermont, where I was. And there's like one person in the very small post office, and there's one person there, and it was an older person. I remember I used to bring in all this stuff. Where are you sending all this stuff? I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be tough. But that was my business, and it was pretty good. It actually was very lucrative for a while. And in some ways, it was a great lesson in supply and demand. So you have to, for your paper, how are you going to get all your supplies? How much does everything cost? Where are you going to ship it from? Where are you getting it from? Are you going to the supermarket, or are you actually going to buy from somebody directly? Are you going to go, like, if you want to do something organic, you're going to go to a farmer's market or to a farm to buy things if you're making food. I mean, anything that you're doing. Like, obviously, if you're tutoring, you really don't need supplies. You need advertising and so forth to get it out there. But what are your supplies? Your supplies might be a book or, pen or something like that. Or actually, you may need a space. But that could be a library, or it could be in the school cafeteria or someplace quiet. I prefer you don't do tutoring in your own home. Maybe you go to somebody else's home to do the tutoring if they that's okay, but you don't want people coming to your house. So those are the types of businesses that I'm kind of encouraging you to do. So after you do the financial section, that really is the financial section. How much the things cost, what your profit's going to be. Then I need you to do your competition. Any type of competition you have, try to find out how much what they're doing. So like if you're selling pizza, how much does a pizza from 2 or 3 different places in your neighborhood cost? If you're doing tutoring, how much is tutoring going for your college? If you're doing people's lawns, how much do people's lawns cost to be mowed in your area? Those are the types of things I'm looking for in terms of competition. Just explain the competition and explain how you're going to either be higher or lower than the competition. You're going to cost more. If you cost more, explain why you're going to cost more, because it's a better pizza, it's better quality ingredients, so forth. And then the last thing is really the conclusion, which is basically what you see your business doing for you over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever of college that you have, 4 years if you're going to graduate school, 5 years. What kind of do you see it growing? Do you see it staying the same? Do you see it? Just tell me about how it's going to support you, what you're going to do with it, how the money is going to help you. Tell me a little bit about yourself, where the money is going to go. Are you going to use it for, like me, going out to, bars and restaurants and things like that, or just to do the thing, or to buy clothes, or to do the extra things that I didn't have money for? Or are you going to use it to support your family? You're going to use it for your tuition. You're going to use it for transportation, whatever it is that you're using the money for. I just need to know in your conclusion, and then just like a little bit of a summary. Tell me what you thought of it. Tell me what you think of your business. Is it something you want to do? Just tell me something about yourself at the end, okay? About yourself and the business together. And that's it. That's the 5 pages. It's so quick. So you have the the description of the business, the marketing, the advertising, the financial, the competition, and then the conclusion. Again, it's the aha moment, the description of your business, the marketing, the advertising, the financial portion of your business, the competition in your business, and then the conclusion. 5 type pages, simplistic. Make sure your name is on it. Make sure your name is on it very prominently. Even double, put a big font for your name and a big font for the name of your company. So big font for your name, big font for the name of your company, so I know who you are, I know what the name of your company is, and you're proud of it, and then go into your aha moment, okay? That really is all that I want from the paper. Keep it simple. Make it so it's so simple. Don't make it complicated for me. Make it so it's so simple that if you gave it to like a 5th grader, that they could understand what your business was. I mean, that really is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for simplicity, elegance, creativity, something that makes me smile when I read it. Something that makes me smile. Look, that's basically what my business is. It's making people happy and making people smile when I do my business in my cigar shop, or with my t-shirts or anything. I like businesses that make people happy and content. So somebody passing a test when you're tutoring them makes them very happy. Somebody getting a nice, good slice of pizza makes them very happy and content. Somebody having their lawn mowed makes them very happy that their house looks nice, that they're clean. Those are the types of businesses I'm very happy about. Simple businesses that make people content. Now, even if you unclog their sewers, even if you're a plumber and you unclog, you're making somebody very, very happy. So you want to how do you satisfy customer needs? Well, how do you satisfy your customer's need? You do what they're looking for. You make them happy in the type of business that you do. So that's what I'm looking for with your business. That's what I'm looking for with your business plan. And we'll talk more on Wednesday about some other things. I'll post a video tomorrow. Have a great day, okay? Bye-bye.